Hey, everybody, welcome to this week's installment of Coast to Coast, where we get to go visit Sarasota, Florida with Ryan
Oh,
Skrzypkowski. How are you doing today, Ryan?
I'm doing awesome, thank you. How are you doing today, Tim?
I'm doing super. So I love the fact you're the first one I'm talking to that's actually in the same state as me.
Yeah, I was
So
going to say that. I mean, but I mean, we're 2 hours apart, but we're in completely different markets, aren't we? It could not be more different. I guess
mhm.
you've got this huge city, Orlando, and then we're like just a little city out on the coast. So, yeah, it's
you,
going to be
you, you might be a little city, but it's a city that's very different. That's for sure.
yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Yeah, it's awesome.
So tell us, what are some of your favorite things to do in Sarasota?
That's a good question. I think that so for those that don't know what the landscape's like throughout Sarasota, we're on the Gulf side of Florida. So we're on the west coast of Florida, which is really nice because you get sunsets. But the Gulf of Mexico is a very shallow ocean. Um, but what that creates is these fantastic keys. We've got a lot of like sandbars and and stuff like that. So ultimately, you've got from a so from like the natural landscape, you've really got like 3 rows of water frontage. Okay, you've got like the waterfront of the mainland looking over the bay, and then you've got the obviously the property on the keys looking over the bay to the east side, the eastern exposure, and then we have these amazing beaches that line the keys, which are on the outside of the outside of the coast. So we've got Siesta Key, Longboat Key, Lido Key. Yeah, Anna Maria Island, Minnesota Key, Casey Key. So, just some really fantastic beaches and just really amazing places to live and spend time. But to answer your question, because of the way that the area is laid out, you're going to find that most people within our market are into boating in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's fishing, whether it's cruising around on a pontoon and enjoying a few drinks with friends, going to the beach. Most people are going to be here for that waterfront lifestyle. So it's certainly what I enjoy to do as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of that, where are some of your favorite hotspots or sandbars you like to go to with your boat?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So there's what's really interesting actually about this area is the sand kind of moves around. So we almost have these like hot spots which are like hot for a summer, and then the next summer that sandbar isn't there anymore, and then it's like somewhere else. So it kind of moves around. But there's one particular area that me and my wife always like to go to, and it's kind of like a hidden gem. Um, if you go down to the furthest southern part of Siesta Key, where Siesta Key meets Casey Key, which is the next key, those islands used to be two different islands, but over time the sand has been washed between the two of them, and so now it's one continuous island, which most people don't know. Okay, so what we do is we pull up on our boat on the intercoastal side of the two islands. So you're right between Casey Key and Siesta Key. But what you can do is you can park your boat on the intercoastal side, and you can basically just walk over a big sand hump, and that is like the most private beach. So you've got Siesta Key to the right hand side, you've got Casey Key to the left, and then you've got the open Gulf of Mexico right in front of you, and pretty much nobody else in sight. You can only get there by boat, and that is the best beach in our area that nobody knows about, but now you guys do and put it out there. So hopefully somebody will watch this and get to enjoy that location.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm going down on the 4th of July, so that
There we
might be a
go.
location I might have to check out.
I'll give you, it's actually really easy to get to, but if you need any help, just let me know and I'll make sure that you get navigated into that spot. So yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. So for those of us that might not go out onto the boat, what type of stuff is there to do on land?
Yeah, so that's also a good question. I mean, I guess the beauty of Florida is that we've got this endless summer. So the summer activities really don't stop. A lot of so I've got 3 little kids, and so we're always outside doing something. I mean, if it's not a waterfront activity, we've got amazing parks here. We've got places like so we have the Mayaka State Park, which is a little further out of Sarasota. It's just east of the I-75. So from the beach to Mayaka, you've probably got like a 30-minute drive. But if you want to see wild alligators, wild boar, there's like a treetop walk where you're almost like on a suspended bridge, like walking above the trees. There's like a little boat that takes you on a tour, and and all that kind of stuff. So we definitely like to visit like the local, the local county parks, and also the protected national parks. There's just riding bikes, enjoying Florida, and you can pretty much do whatever you want to do here. And it's an amazing location.
Awesome, awesome. And you also have good restaurants and shops down there. What are some of your favorite
Oh
restaurants
my
to
word,
visit?
yeah. So that's okay. So so I would say that I guess it depends what you want to do. Okay, so favorite waterfront restaurant is going to be Shore, which is on the north end of Longboat Key. It's absolutely amazing. Go by boat, go by water. You're going to get views of the water. It's a great time to be there in the day. I probably wouldn't recommend it after dark. If you're going to go to somewhere after dark, I've got two favorite restaurants in Sarasota. Those restaurants are Indigenous, which is a little gem in Laurel Park, which most people aren't going to know about. But it's almost like this like old Florida house, which has been converted into a restaurant. But the food there is absolutely amazing. And then I love Selva Grill right on Main Street. That's another one of mine and my wife's favorites. And there's also another place called Kojo, Kojo, which is again, it's right downtown. But if we're in the mood for like some kind of little plate sushi, like Japanese style, like it's then we go there a lot as well. So there would be three of the I guess four of my favorite locations. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I've definitely been to the Shore before, so that's definitely a great
Yeah, the
location and a
show's
great
awesome.
food.
So actually, where I am right now, I'm in my office on St. Armand Circle. The wall to this side behind that TV is the shore on St. Armand Circle. So that's a
Okay.
real popular, so we're there a lot. Whenever we're meeting clients, we'll often meet them over there. But and that's beautiful. St. Armand Circle is amazing. But if you're on the north, there was the beauty of the location on North Longboat Key. It's waterfront, and it's a brand new building, purpose built for shore. So it's a really cool spot.
Yeah, wow. So your office is on St. Armand's, which
Absolutely, yeah.
St. Armand's is a great place to walk around. What's some of your favorite places there?
Yeah, so I we love to there's a lot of cool restaurants here. There's some really cool. The St. Armand's is really good for like atmosphere, like eating outside, people watching. There's a couple of there's a place called I might screw this name up here, but um it's I don't even want to say it because it's being recorded, but there's a little pizza place, and for some reason it's completely slipped from my mind. But we love the Crab and Fin, which is another great restaurant. They've got like a little kind of piano playing out on the sidewalk, and you kind of you like having lunch or dinner out on the sidewalk while people are out enjoying St. Armand Circle. Love Kilwin's ice cream. My kids love it. You can park there. You can go to the beach. You can walk off the beach. You can get Kilwins, which is awesome. The window that you can see right behind me is looking straight out over the circle. So yeah, I mean it's definitely a really awesome spot right here.
Oh yeah, definitely. So another place that's kind of a touristy area in there is you got the Ringling Brothers Museum, don't you?
Yeah, we've got the Ringling Museum. That is, yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up because I'd actually forgotten about that. But the Ringling Museum is fantastic. It's actually free to go in on a Monday. So if you're here on a Monday, definitely make the most of that. You don't have to pay, and you can everything's open. But it's certainly not a problem paying for that place as well, because it's an amazing location with lots to see, and that's really, I mean, that was, you know, the Ringling story was essentially they were the founders of Sarasota. So you know, so definitely put that on the agenda as well for anybody who's visiting.
Yeah. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to hear about. How's the real estate market in Sarasota?
Okay, so I definitely think that we're blessed to be in such an amazing place where we have such diversity, right? You know, and I know that you got a lot of diversity in Orlando as well. It's a tremendously diverse market. But in our market, you can literally have, so people are going to pay a premium to be on or close to the water. But we have these situations where you've perhaps got a $500,000 or a $500,000 house on one side of the street, and then you might have like a $6 million house on the other side of the street. So I don't know if there's any places that have that. Obviously, there's many places that have that diversity, but it is, I do find it interesting that I can be given an address and I know the street, but I mean, it could literally be anything from from $500,000 to $6 million, and then we have some fantastic places as well, which are which get into the $10+ million properties, which are on deep water with views, and then in terms of like the average our average price point is right around that $500,000 range, but again, the closer you are, the further you are away from the waterfront, the cheaper the properties are going to be, and you'll generally get more house for your money. So if you want a larger, newer property, and if you want to be in a price point which is perhaps less than $1 million, the further you get out from the water, the nicer the house is going to be, because essentially the land gets less expensive. You could be on there's many places in town where $1 million is essentially going to get you just a tear down property.
Yeah. So what are your typical days on market that you're seeing with that type of diversity?
Yeah, so that's interesting. It's definitely growing currently. I'm not sure. I think it's important that this is perhaps an evergreen video for people to enjoy. But currently, as we record this in June of 2022, we have we're kind of transitioning from this place where the inventory has been super low, where the days on market's been super short, and it's starting to grow a little bit. But that being said, the good properties go fast, right? So you've got, if something is, newer construction or remodeled, and if it's the location that somebody wants to be in, we're still seeing multiple offers. We're seeing, and then we've got this, and then we've got properties that are sitting for a while where people have perhaps, priced them too high, or it might be sitting near a main road, or it's I guess there's a million and one things that can play into effect there. But so hard to say. I mean, our average days on market is probably I don't know, maybe 18 days or something like that. But it's I think it's so difficult to really give any. We've got properties that sell in a few hours, and then we've got properties that sell in a few months, and and perhaps it depending on where they are. So
yeah, definitely. Now, how is the short-term rental market in the area?
Yeah, so I would say that it's very strong. So if you so Sarasota County is interesting, and so any property within the county automatically has a 1 month minimum on single family homes. Okay. But if you're within the city limits, it's a 1 week minimum. So if you are buying property, which is and if your desire is to do short-term rentals, you really want to be in the city limits. And if you're in the city limits, then obviously you get to rent it weekly, which you can bring a higher return if people are staying there for a shorter period. if it's a multifamily property of any designation, so duplex, triplex, quad or fourplex, or larger, if that's in the county outside of those city limits, it's also a 1 week minimum. So you can be outside of the city limits, but it needs to be a zoned multifamily property, and it's important that it is zoned as multifamily. I've actually had properties before which are set up as, I actually had a property just recently that was set up as a triplex. It was a house that was built in like 1915 or something like that, a super old property, set up as a triplex, almost like grandfathered in at this particular setup, with as a triplex, although officially it was a single family home, so you couldn't rent it for anything less than a month legally. Which so it's important to know what you're buying. There are some variations. There are some fantastic opportunities here for short-term rentals, but you've got to make sure that you're buying it in the right location, and it has to have the correct zoning if it's not in that location that you'd want for it to be in, essentially.
Awesome. Well, definitely thank you for all the information. Before we wrap up, the one thing I want to bring up, is there any big events that bring a lot of people in town that we would like to know about?
Well, you mentioned that you're going to be here for the 4th of July, is that right?
Yes.
Have you been here for 4th of July before? So
Yes.
we do we have the annual boat races, which is a huge thing. And actually, I'm just about to list a property actually, which is going to be looking over over Lido Beach. So it's going to have a great view of the boat races. So it's going to be at 12 million. So I'm hoping that I can do something with that home around that time. But yes, the boat races on the 4th of July. If you're around and if you haven't got anything to do, come over to Sarasota, come and get yourself on the beach, and come and view what is a fantastic thing to enjoy, as I'm sure that you as you have before. Tim, what's been your experience?
I personally the biggest event that we come into is obviously the boat races. And I've been going to it for, gosh, my uncle's been taking me there since I was probably like 12.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I've
What
been
do you
there.
do? Do you just get a space on the beach?
It varies based off the years. Currently, what we do is we kind of set up a space near the Ritz, because they have that beachfront area out there off of Lido.
Yeah.
And we'll watch the races from there. Or sometimes we'll take our boats out into the water and watch it from the water, which is a different experience.
Yeah. And you can
then,
actually
of
go
course,
inside. You can go inside the track, can't you, if you're on a boat?
yeah, basically, like they have certain areas that they kind of marker off to where you can and can't go.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they let us go inside the track, but we could be
Yeah.
like literally on the Gulf side, a little bit away from it in case they have any accidents. And then it's kind of cool to go around and just watch before they put the boats in the water, and seeing all these different types of power boats, the different designs, almost like a car show.
Exactly. Yeah, it's over the years it's been amazing. We used to, and I haven't done this for a while. Kids kind of get in the way of this kind of stuff, but
Yes, they do.
we would go out there the day before and set up camp on the beach, and then you gotta get there early to get a good spot. It's a very, very, very busy day out on the beach there on Lido. So
yeah, and it's just cool knowing there's boats in the water going over 100 miles an hour with a 100-foot rooster tail sometimes.
I know, it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, well, I'm glad that you got out here to enjoy that. And hey, when you're here, let me know. It'd be nice to grab a drink or something and say hi. That'd be fantastic.
I definitely will do that. And heck, if you do end up with something going on at that open house, I'll pop in. I'd love to check it out.
Absolutely. That sounds awesome.
All right.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. So before we end, is there anything you think we haven't covered? Do you think we got a good cross section of what Sarasota living is like?
Just come out and see us. I think that's the best thing. Come out and experience it. That's it's an awesome place. And it's yeah, I think that I would definitely, and if anybody ever is in town, if they want to reach out, well, not to just look at real estate, or I mean, if you want to look at real estate, then of course, but you know, connect through Tim. But if you you know, but even if you just want to know like the best places to go, if you want to help plan, if you want some help planning the trip or something like that, then yeah, that's just let me know. I'm always here.
All right, definitely. Well, thank you for your time today, Ryan. We appreciate it. And if anyone wants to connect or look at possible real estate over there, let me know. We'll connect you guys. And
Awesome.
trust me, Sarasota is a great place to live and visit.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it. You have a lovely day. Okay.
Right? You too.
See you soon, everyone. Thank you.